PM shift, I was just going to say, if you want to see the angle kind of the way I have Jeff on the evening shift anyway, when his feeding is started, I have him up like this because this way he's able to get, if he has any indigestion, he's able to get it out. I realized that when he was laying more down in the bed, I had to do more suctioning, and he seemed to have more distress. But now that he's higher up in the bed, of course, when he just wiped his mouth off himself, actually, but he had a lot of bubbly, foamy stuff. If you see that, try to get him up high in the bed, because this is usually gas from the formula. If he's able to get it out before it goes too far down, he's much more comfortable if he's able to expel the gas. So number one. And number two, I never try to record a blood pressure if he's moving around a lot. Also, I noticed today when I came in that the humidity on the oxygen was nearly turned off. When I came in, his sat was 91. So I immediately turned the humidity up to about 40%. I'm going to do it just for a couple of hours. And he seemed to relax more, and his sat went up to 99%. So just so everyone knows, that humidity does seem to make it much easier for Jeff to breathe. Some people may have the opinion that that increases his secretions. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that it makes it easier for him to breathe, and his sat is better. He also does like to have the window cracked to get a little fresh air. But anyway, the main thing though is that if he's wiggling, do not record the blood pressure. Then you have an hour leeway to give medicine. So it's best to try to get him when he's calmed down, and do whatever you can to calm him down. Move up in the bed, move him up in the bed, reposition him, suction him, increase the humidity. Just try those things to see if you can get him to calm down and retake the blood pressure. If the blood pressure, if he is calm and it routinely, he is calm and his blood pressure is in the 150s range and maybe high 90s, 100, or even high 80s in the 150 range, we need to call the doctor. He might need to have another blood pressure medication, because with the systolic being in the 150s, that's really too high for his size. So either he's in some sort of distress that we need to try to figure out how we can make him more comfortable and mechanically get that blood pressure down. But if we can't do it mechanically, and if it is routinely staying that way, then we need to call the doctor. So that's the main reason I wanted to make the video, really, is just to stress that. When I came on today, his blood pressure was really high, and he seemed very uncomfortable. So, as I said, and his sat was low, so again, I increased his humidity, I repositioned him, I got him up high in the bed, and let him relax for a little bit with the increased humidity for his oxygen. And then I got like a 154 over 110, and then after he had about an hour or so with the humidity and the repositioning, his blood pressure went down to 112 over 55. So it does make a difference. But again, if he's moving around a lot, if he's anxious or uncomfortable, you get a high reading. Again, to try to do what you can to get it to come down, do things mechanically that you can do to get it to come down. If it, like I said, if it's persistent and we've tried everything and it doesn't come down, even with the blood pressure medicine, then we need to call the doctor. So that's the main thing I wanted to say. But this, if you want to give the angle here, this is a very, if you want to come show the side here, he's even slid down a little bit in the bed. But this is, for me, the first few hours at least of his feeding, he needs to be up like this. That's when he seems to be really the gassiest for me. And when I have him up about this high and try to keep him up about this high, it does make a big difference. So, yeah. Just imagine if you were trying to eat or drink something and you were nearly, just barely had your head up, you would be, be gassy and expelling it, yourself. So he needs to be at least this high. which is the high Fowlers. Okay, that's it.